like to introduce you to a very good friend of mine, Nikki.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by your chest hair. I am Nikki, and I'm a very good friend as well as a co-worker of Monsieur Germain. And he asked me to, come in and help him talk about various topics and all of that, and I'm more than happy to do it. I'm glad to bring the lesbian or the dyke, whatever you call yourself, point of view to the game, so that's why I'm here.
All right, thank you for being here with me.
Not a problem, don't break my shit.
People don't mistake who I really am. I'm an intelligent guy. I'm very silly, and I love, gay stuff and all that. But I'm more about empowering people, whether it's in, whether it's in church, out of church, gay, straight, whatever. I just believe in encouraging people in what they want to do. And so, like, even with my, you remember when I did my fireplace?
Mm-hmm.
I put that video up because I wanted people to see, like, a different side of encouragement. Like, if there's something you want to do to your house, you never know. You might be able to do that yourself. Mm-hmm. Some things I love for people to explore their minds and to not put limits on themselves, because we do it all the time. Mm-hmm. I put limits on myself on what I can do and what I can't do when I never really tried it. And it's like, if you try it, you might realize that you're actually pretty good at it. Even with singing or dancing, which I don't dance, other than shake my booty. But, with a lot of things you do, until you try it first, you never know you're good at it. When I remember, I was about 12 years old, I think. And I used to go around the house. Well, I was a little bit younger. I used to sing around the house. Mm-hmm. And I used to sing to myself and stuff like that all the time. But I never knew that I actually sounded pretty good until I decided to get up one day in front of the church and sing. And that's when I realized that, you can do that. Because until then, it's kind of like you're the untrained ear. Mm-hmm. And so, since you're the untrained ear listening to it, you really don't know if it's good or bad. But then when you see the reaction of other people, it's like, okay, well, maybe it ain't. It's, maybe it is pretty good. So that's a little bit about it. I'm very personal person, even though I can come across being differently. But that's probably the biggest things I would want people to know about me. That I'm just a very good guy that loves encouraging people and inspiring people to do whatever they want to do in life. Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
I'm trying to think. More people come to your website. They're gay males, or they gay females, or they?
Well, most people, they come to my site because of a picture. Mm-hmm. First, that's usually the first thing that draws them in. Mm-hmm. Because I'm so fine. No. The first thing that catches them is that picture. The first thing is that picture, but then after that, I see like people, send me comments and hear what I say, and they're like, "Oh wow, you're so informative," and different stuff like that. But back to your question though, I think it's kind of a mixture. It's a mixture. I get gay guys, straight guys, every now and again. Curious guys, honey. Mm-hmm. Is that what you call them?
Straight boys and straight girls.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. But that's a whole other topic of conversation right there.
Ain't it? No, but seriously, straight guys, gay guys, straight women. And what's so funny is that, and lesbian women too, of course, y'all love the fact.
This story is about Carl Joseph Walker Hoover, and the story was on the Philly Gay Calendar. And a friend of mine on her Facebook page, she had a link to it. And the story is, an 11-year-old hangs himself after enduring daily anti-gay bullying. And he was in New York. Actually, he was in Massachusetts. The dateline is New York. And it says, an 11-year-old Massachusetts boy, Carl Joseph Walker Hoover, hung himself Monday after enduring bullying at school, including daily taunts of being gay, despite his mother's weekly pleas to the school to address the problem. This is at least the fourth suicide of a middle school-aged child linked to bullying this year. And that, that really touched me. Because, the boy is 11 years old. And, we could talk all day about what his mother could have done differently and, My opinion is if your child is being bullied like that, take some real threats to the school, and if that doesn't change anything, pull your kid out of the school. Get him homeschooled. Do something, but don't leave him there to be constantly bullied. That's ridiculous. But yesterday you made a good point about talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, but I think there's, like I said, a lot of things. Basically, the mother lost her baby. She's never gonna get him back. But
yeah, and that's so sad. And to me, it was, not just because he was a little black guy too, but that even touched me even more because it kind of reminded me of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in a very small town where if you were gay, everyone in that town knew that you were the gay one.
Mm-hmm.
And so growing up, I was always Jermaine, the gay one.
How many people did you have in your high school?
In our high school, I would say we probably only had about 800, I guess.
Okay.
Students.
Go ahead.
And I graduated in class. Well, it might not even been that many now that I think about it, but our graduating class was not even, but probably about 100 that graduating together. And luckily for me, I was able to blend in certain areas, and I was pretty known, from different things. Not nothing nasty. Because most of the time when the kids say they known, they be known for the wrong shit. Like all the boys, the whole football team know you don't.
I know you in the biblical sense.
But because I was very active in high school. And
not that kind of active.
Yeah.
That's the last joke I'm going to
You know what?
Go ahead.
You try to come from me one more time, Dad.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. But I was very active in academics.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Okay.
Okay. I was very active in academics and stuff. And plus, in my school, I was also the student body president. And a lot of people knew who I was and had seen me around and stuff like that. But I still... Once I got to high school, it was a little bit better, but growing up from elementary on up to high school was the biggest change. I mean, it was not the biggest change, but the hardest thing for me growing up gay in that small town. I always felt like, I was the only person. Mm-hmm. And I used to even tell my mother, I used to say, she was trying to figure out what's wrong. And I never would really tell her because, growing up in the church, growing up in the church, I was being taught it's so wrong. And here I am, a little boy. I love God. I love God, but he hates me. So I was torn between those two things. I was like, I love my mother, but if I tell her that I'm gay, what if she hates me too? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it was very hard in the early stages. So I wasn't going to really talk to her about it. But when I got to high school, I was a virgin all the way up until I was grown.
Me too.
Hey, give me some. Save that pussy.
That's right.
Save
it is a valuable.
You gotta see. That's what's wrong. The kids want to give the pussy up, but the pussy is power.
They don't recognize the value.
Hey, but anyway, so it was just hard all the way around. I don't want to go, say too much about the whole scenario, of growing up, but it was just always hard. Growing up I grew up in the church. I was really kind of to myself. Even though I was kind of popular, I kind of stayed to myself. So that because of the fact I felt strange. And then I used to tell my mom, that's why I was trying to go with it, is I used to tell my mom, I just feel different than everybody else. I mean, I felt like...
You told her this?
Yeah. This is everybody else, and this is me. I just felt like I was in a world of my own.
And you didn't recognize it as gay at the time?
Well, I knew that I was gay, but the reason I felt like I was in a world of my own because I felt like there was no one else gay but me. I was like, am I the only guy that liked other guys?
And did she recognize what you were saying as being gay?
I don't think that she thought that I was, I don't think she recognized that I was really saying I was gay. I think she probably thought it in her head a little bit, like, what if? But also, whenever somebody brought up being gay, I used to get upset. Because
we're gonna find a way out. Can't you see we're trying to get out? Can you hear us praying, help me out? If your heart is saying